Okay, Emily, what I've got here is your problem worked out. So basically what you were provided, and I'm looking at my computer screen now, is an equation, or I guess I should say an expression since there's no equal sign, that looks something like this. And it says evaluate that for x satisfying this equation right here, the 6 times x plus 6 divided by 5 equals 2x plus 12. So x, we're going to solve this equation for x because x is satisfying this. So when we solve that, we will have our value of x. And for y, satisfying this equation here. So no dividing going on in this linear equation. So as I solve for x, you notice that they're dividing by 5. So first thing I'm going to do is multiply everything by 5. So that's why you see the 5 here and the 5 here, because both sides of this equation are getting multiplied by 5. This is a product. This might as well show up as like 6x or something. So that's why when you see me multiplying by 5, it's really only going to the 6, because this is kind of functioning as kind of one term when it comes to multiplication. We aren't going to multiply these in here by the 5 as well, because this is just a product of those two things. Okay, so 5 times 6 is where I will be getting the 30, and then you see the x plus 6 and still divided by 5. 5 times 2x is where I'll get the 10x. 5 times 12 is where I will get the 60. 30 divided by 5 will give me the 6 that is still outside here, and then the x plus 6. And then the 10x plus 60 still over there. You'll see me distributing the 6. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 6 is 36. Copying the 10x plus 60 again, and then you just see me solving the equation, basically subtracting 6 from both sides, and then subtracting 60 from both sides. It ends up with a negative 24 equals 4x. Divided by that positive 4 gives us a negative 6 for x. Solving this linear equation to see what our y value is, I started by adding 7y to both sides, getting the 15y. Then I subtracted the 6, getting me the negative 15, divided by the positive 15 there to get a negative 1 for y, okay? So I'm going to substitute negative 6 in for x, negative 1 in for y, and see what I come up with. So negative 6 in for x, negative 1 in for y whenever I see the y. The negative 6 times the negative 1 right here gave me the positive 6, and then the negative 6 squared, and negative times the negative is that positive. The other thing you notice is that your expression had a subtracting y. Well, y is a negative 1, right? So when you subtract a negative, I lightly wrote over it, but that's going to result in the adding of 1 here. So I work inside those parentheses first, and I do 6 plus 1 to get the 7. 36 minus 7 is 29, and that is your answer. If you have any questions, just let me know.